Well, of course, we are back, guys, and welcome to a brand new video where we have even more amazing information about the future of Hytale, and Simon Hypixel has actually been posting about a very important topic. This doesn't just apply to Hytale, this topic applies to so many different games, and I'm super excited to share with you guys all of this information. As always, if you want to join the Loaded Survivalists, that's what apparently we're going for now, make sure to drop a like on today's video if you enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because we're about to hit 3,500 subscribers already, which is insane, so thank you for the support, and let's just get straight in with the video. So, first things first, I'm the realist. As you can see, Hytale Modding added an NPC guide at hytalemodding.dev. This documentation was provided to us by Hypixel Studios, and pretty much this page and, well, this website they are the #1 community for Hytale API documentation and guides for modding. So, if you want to get into Hytale Modding, I hugely recommend you go follow Hytale Modding. It's something that I currently don't have the time for, but in the future, I would really love to work on some things. Like, I'm kind of going to be going down the server route. I know I've had loads of comments saying there's people that are still struggling to join the server at the moment, and by the sounds of things, there's some major issues going on server side that Hytale need to address. So if there's anyone that is having issues with their servers, then yeah, that's what's been going on. But it's time to talk about the major, most important part of this video and the big statement that Simon has made. So BuzzMods goes on to say, who would have thought that by having Hytale server-side mods, servers would end up having exclusive content mods? It looks like we're going to have a very dark future with Hytale servers full of predatory practices to gatekeep content mods. Simon goes on to say, don't worry about this. The future of Hytale modding is going to be much better, and I will make sure of it. I have a long-term solution, but I need a few months to complete it before I can discuss it publicly. The in-game mod browser will include features that benefit modders and players, and it will change the modding scene for the better. Remember, I take 0% from mods and servers, so I'm more incentivized to improve the player's experience. I want players to have access to tons of content for free, but I also want modders to be rewarded. Reduce gatekeeping as much as possible. If I were a Hytale modder today, I would heavily focus on making mods accessible and growing my brand/name. Now, I have a very important message that I want to sort of talk about, because I see this in many games now, and things are changing in that sense of things. I think it's very important we talk about how modders are being supported, because at the end of the day, if a modder wants to have a full-time job being a modder, you know, and they want to be like kind of self-employed or whatever that kind of thing is, then obviously they need to make some sort of profit. But I think what people are worried about is that in the future, servers would become like behind a paywall kind of thing. This person said, I don't see a problem with servers having some custom assets that only make sense in context of the server, which technically would be a server exclusive mod. And Simon says, I think he's worried that that becomes the meta, which is a fair concern. I think a good balance is necessary. So this person goes on to say he hates people that turn everything into paid content. He's like, I pay for the game, and then I have to pay for more mods and more mods as time goes on. Simon simply just went on to say, I have a solution. It will change modding. Give me a couple of months. And we trust you, Simon, my man, cooking again. Let him cook. And yeah, because basically what I wanted to say before we get into the next news, and because there's also something very interesting to read through as well, is pretty much, so I've played Ark for my whole life, and I'd say for like 10 years. And on Ark Survival Evolved, they used to support modders by something called sponsored mods, where basically it was like a system where the wildcard, which run Ark, would pay modders in this form of sponsored mod package to help them support their mods. Every mod was always free on the game, and then it would only become a bit of paid content sometimes if they released it into the game, but most of the time even those maps were free when they released them. And then in the future, when Ark Survival Ascended launched, they've completely changed the way things have been done. There still are free mods, but most of them are coming out as premium mods these days, and sometimes the quality of the mods aren't good enough. Now, I believe we do need to support modders, and modders need to be able to make some career out of this. That's my personal opinion. I would really like to support them, but it is very true that when it comes to, it's a very fair point that Buzz said, you know, to try and be like, we don't want Hytale to become a platform that is, you know how we used to play games. If you're an OG gamer like me, when you'd load up, you pay for one DLC, maybe like Halo 3 or something, and that would be it. And nowadays, obviously, people are always looking to make more money and everything like that, and it does get a little bit frustrating when, you know, a lot is locked behind a paywall. So let's trust in Simon. Let's see what he's gonna do in this situation, and he says it's gonna change modding. What is it that there was something I really wanted to have a look, well, show you guys. Oh, it was this post. This is when Simon said back in November 2025, Hytale will take 0% from modders and server owners for at least the first 2 years. We will trust that they will bring us players, and that is all. We will not have any exclusivity clauses by the players for the players. And he responded just saying, yep. This is lovely, right? Because I think, well, again, going back to Ark, I think they take 50%. And Simon's not saying that he's not going to take money from modders in the future. But what he's actually saying is he's basically saying, like, you know, I want I want them to help me build this game to what it is. And there was a post that he said, this is something really interesting that's some upcoming content. But he said, I can't remember whereabouts it was, because there's a lot for us to read of. But he basically said, if I was a modder right now, I would just make everything free because and accessible, so I can get my name and brand out there. Once you build yourself out a little bit, then maybe you can look into more paid content, or people can support you that way. But it's a very tricky situation. Now, this is very interesting. So, hi, Mr. Simon Hypixel. Sorry this has been asked, if this has been asked before, but tomorrow is my best friend's birthday and I want to buy him the game as a surprise. Is there a way to gift it or get a key to send to him? I'm really enjoying the game, and thank you to everyone on the team. Simon says, we don't have a gift system yet, got a bit too much going on at the minute, but it's on our to-do list. So if you are someone that, you know, is interested in gifting the game to a friend or something, it's not probably going to be coming very, very soon, but it will be coming in the future. This person said, could just create him an account and give him the details. I got my friend to make one. I gave me the details to buy it for him. So yeah, you can just do that. If you want your friend to come and play Hytale with you, literally just make an account, give him the details, and you know that will sort it out. I know there's more pressing things, but are there any updates on refunds? I know you guys are a small team, but it's been 11 days without a response on my ticket. So new hires started this week, which has drastically sped up the process. Things have been moving very fast, and you should get an answer ASAP. However, the delays are way shorter than 11 days, so I posted to the team to make sure it gets a second look at your ticket. Now, interestingly, so obviously this person's talking about refunds. Not everyone's going to enjoy the game, right? And, you know, fair enough, some people might think, oh, you know, but I do feel like sometimes people do get a lot of joy out of games. And when they sort of hit a limit or they get bored or something, they go straight in for a refund. And I'm not saying this is what this person's done, by the way. They might have just not enjoyed the game. But what I'm saying is I do feel like that can get abused a little bit sometimes in the gaming industry. I'm not saying that, you know, I think everyone's always got a right to a refund. I mean, I've not really done it that often in the past, but I did it for, what game was it? What was that AI? There was an AI game that was so bad that I did refund because I was like, what on earth is this? Is a complete lie. So that's why that's in place. But, you know, personally, I feel like Hytale could be the furthest thing away that I'd ever want a refund on. It's been the best early access game I've ever played. For me, that's my opinion. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the main stuff we need to talk about. Let's have a look at this. So love the video. I've been frustrated with how shovels work currently in Hytale. I mentioned this to Simon myself. I think they should replace the distance-based hitbox mining with a pre-defined shape system. You could alternate between different mining shapes by pressing R while holding the shovel. See the concepts here. So, and Simon did mention and respond saying, the shovel sucks right now, I'm aware, which is good because it does. It is useless. Like, well, it's not useless. You can clear, it helps clear a lot of space, but it's weird. I don't like it in the way I kind of do get some satisfaction out of clearing huge amounts of dirt when I'm building my base inside a cave or something, or inside a mountain. But it feels like really kind of, I don't know if you guys agree, but when I'm breaking blocks that I don't want to break, and then I have to place them back, and that is a bit annoying. So yeah, guys, that looks like that is everything to cover for Saturday, the 31st of January. As always, I am keeping you guys up to date with everything Hytale related every single day. As long as there's information there, I will be making videos for you guys. And thank you to everyone that's joined us on this journey so far. There's a long way to go on this journey. This is a very long-term project for me with this channel, in the sense of I want to be here updating you guys as fast as while I'm alive. I want to be able to support it and bring you guys all the news you need to know. Questions regarding gameplay? Yes, gameplay is going to be returning separately from my news videos. So someone said to me, Dom, why don't you do another channel for gameplay? And it is something that I thought about, but then because I don't want to cluster this channel with way too much content. So right now I'm in the process of working out how I'm going to do it. Maybe one day it will just be, maybe one day you'll get 2 videos in a day. Maybe I'll do a rota for how often I post episodes. You know, and just see how that goes, really. I'm not really expecting the series to do so great, but I just think it would be really nice to start something like that. You guys can get involved in the world and make decisions, help me make decisions in the world, and I think it could be quite fun. So yeah, we're going to try and mix that in with gameplay, with the news videos, but let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and Simon, keep cooking.